What's up, YouTube? Isaac coming at you today with a review of the TinG harp from Kongsheng. Alright, so I'm coming at you today with a review of one of the models of the company Kongsheng harmonicas from China. They made some waves starting about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, with the introduction of a series of reasonably priced but high quality harmonicas that sort of buck the stereotype of cheaply made in China. In fact, these are very well made in China. And there are a few reviews out there on YouTube of some of their earlier models. I would say the ones that they came out with, especially the Mars harmonica, but also a couple of reviews of their Amazing 20 and their Solist brand, models, which I think are the ones that probably most people have experience with. I was considering to buy one of those models when I went on to Rock and Ron's Music, which is one of the places where you can get them in the States. And I happened to see this particular model, the TinG, or Ting. I think it's TinG is how it's meant to be pronounced. And when I saw this particular model, I was intrigued because of the style of the way that it's constructed. This is a plastic combed harp, but it is not a recessed comb harp. Recessed comb harp. It's not exactly the same as, for example, a Special 20. Their Amazing 20, from what I understand, is a recessed comb harp. So this is more like, a traditional wood combed harp, but instead of wood, they're using some sort of polycarbonate resin, which is neat. It's got a nice weight to it, so you can tell that the material that the comb is made out of is something substantial. And what I particularly like about it is that it borrows some of the construction techniques from very expensive harps from, for example, Hohner. You'll notice particularly the screw placement is very far forward, and this is something that Hohner has started doing with its higher end harps like Marine Band Deluxe and the Rocket harps, and I believe the Crossover also. This is a technique borrowed from harmonica customizers that helps clamp down the comb to the reed plates in the front as well as attaching the cover plates. So this is a really neat thing. The other cool thing is you'll notice here in the back, let's see if I can get the camera to focus on that, totally and completely open back covers, right? Nicely folded up in there. You don't have to worry about trying to do that yourself. The other thing that attracted me is that this is a very smooth set of cover plates. They're dark in color. It says that they're stainless steel, but they must have been treated with some sort of anodization or something like that. But it is very smooth. It's not like some of the other anodized cover plates that are a little bit rough or a little bit like a matte finish that for me drag on my lips and make it harder for me to actually play fast runs. So it was worth a go. I believe I paid somewhere in the realm of like 30 bucks or a little bit more than 30 bucks for, I got two of these harps from Rock and Ron's delivered, free shipping. I'm not really, paid to say that, but I'm just a satisfied customer. So I got a key of E and a key of F, and I know that those are odd keys to buy, but I needed to fill a couple gaps in my, in my stable of harps, and I figured I could experiment with an unknown quantity, unknown model with a brand that was new to me. So that's enough rambling. Let's hear how they sound. Okay, so to my ears, that's sounding closer to equal temperament than to something like just intonation or even a compromised tuning system, which means that these would be really good for playing melodies. The chords don't sound that rough. And the octaves are not perfect. That 1/4 had a little bit of beating, which suggests that it's not perfectly equal temperament. That was the key of E. This is the key of F. So let's hear that same octave. Yeah, there's still some beating on that one, which does suggest, I guess, that it is a compromised tuning. Probably closer again to equal than to anything just. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a little brassy. I mean, it could be that these are very high key harmonicas, but I actually like the tone. Yeah, it's got a nice punch to it. I mean, these again are very high keyed harps, so that's something to keep in mind. I wonder what a lower key like a G or an A might sound like, a little more mellow. But to my ear, it sort of strikes a nice balance between the real brassy sound of, say, a marine band, with the more rounded tone that you get from a Special 20. And I think what we're seeing is that we have the open-sided covers like that, but we have the sort of nice open backs here. And to my ears, usually that's what makes more of the perceptible sound difference than anything else. I should mention they say that they have phosphor bronze reeds inside there, and these are welded reeds. So they're similar probably to the Suzuki method of affixing and potentially tuning harmonicas. So maybe a more fair comparison would be with like a Suzuki Manji or something like that, which I don't have, and I haven't played one for a long time. I do know that they sounded good to me, but I did not purchase one because of the price. So maybe the TinG is like a real bargain, version of something close to or akin to the Suzuki Manji. Now, I don't want to overspeak that because I have a sample size of 2 and I have them in these kind of odd keys. But in terms of my initial experience here, bang for buck, these are awesome. I tend to like non-vented cover plates a little bit better than the vented ones, although for me it's not a huge deal. Special 20 is the one harp that I would say, is my ideal, and I really love playing. These are getting super close to Special 20 for me, and I think if I were to do just a little bit of tweaking so that I could get them set up for exactly the way I play and bend, that these I would have no trouble at all gigging with these. They're definitely going to stay in the kit. Obviously I'm not going to use these particular keys all that often, but when I need to, I would have no trouble at all playing on one of these TinG harps. And I guess I'll close with, I just like the fact that there's now more variety available in high quality harmonicas. You have DeBell from Korea, you have Kongsheng, and a couple other really good Chinese harmonica makers. You have the classic German harp makers. And so now, and the Japanese brands as well. So now, I think it's a really good time to be a harmonica player when you have a lot of choices at a lot of different price points, coming from a lot of really good companies that seem to be creating products that are aimed at the player. So I was a little bit trepidatious about ordering this new brand and relatively unreviewed model, but I'll say that I'm really glad that I gave it a shot, and I certainly think that I will be buying more of these moving forward. Especially would be really cool is for like a whole backup set, or a set for an alternative tuning that you want to try out. This is a much cheaper way, a much more affordable way of acquiring decent harps for that kind of thing. So I hope that was interesting to you. If you have any comments about Kongsheng or any experience with this or other models from them, I'd love to hear comments. So if you leave those below. And you know, I've been a little slow this last year for a variety of reasons. I think we all have been. But I will continue to make review videos and other kinds of videos on this channel. So if this is something that's interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. Catch you on the flip side.